Greetings and welcome to my channel. Let me be clear, if you are an individual who can be easily offended or triggered by different opinions concerning race, religion, sex, sexual preference, gender, politics, geopolitics, or basically anything at all, please be advised to discontinue at this point. To continue viewing from this point is an agreement that you are watching this video despite receiving a clear warning that you should not, and you relinquish all rights to complain to any authority or seek any compensation from myself or from the platform hosting the video. I thank you for your time and attention, and if you've decided to continue watching, I salute your fortitude.
See, I don't understand. My thing is, do you want to make the point? Yeah. Well, don't lose your mind in the meantime. I can't even talk to people anymore. It's nuts. Does anybody know how to talk about anything anymore? They don't lose their mind, but you do and we do, and I don't understand why that is. You can't go through. Listen, we're turning this into a joke. This is a joke. I'm not saying you have to. You can't laugh. Be very serious about it, but give me something and speak to me like somebody who's the pilot of a ship, who's very cool and calculated. But this is ridiculous. There's something wrong when you're screaming and yelling at somebody. It's that Piers Morgan school where they want you to go and scream at each other. I don't understand that. It's interesting for a minute, and then it's boring, and you can't hear anything.
Well, hello, kids. Now, as we all know, today marks the very beginning of, say it with me now, the end of days. That's right. And that means we are going to be revisiting the book, The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization. Now, yesterday we learned all about oil refining, making alcohol, and pigeon mail. And to help me out today, we all remember my very special assistant, Craig. Say hi, Craig. All right, kids. Now let's start off with Craig's favorite thing to demonstrate, the art of martial arts. Now, according to the book, the most effective moves are disorienting jabs to the vital organs, like the kidney, or the eyes, or, last but not least, the brain. Wonderful job. Now we've got to take a quick break here, but make sure to stay tuned because next up, the book is going to teach us all about how to do appendectomies. Are you excited to be our patient, Craig?
Okay, that is it. Stop it. You cannot blow up my head with your mind. Then I'll settle for an aneurysm.
Right. Greetings. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me. Now why have I got that frickin' song in me head? Why have I got that song in me head? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me. Da 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 da. And if I had a building, I would ring it. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Right. How are we doing? Couple of these old comments up there. Chris, good to see you. JP, Super Triz, and all none of you that have stayed around. According to my numbers here, you've all fucked off. So. JP on a cattle cart bus. You're the only one here, are you, Chris? How you doing, buddy? Do you know, I think I'm completely shadow banned on my Facebook channel. Like, I don't think anyone sees my stuff. I'm streaming to Facebook today, by the way. And the last couple of times as well. What's London been up to, eh? What's our buddy London been up to?
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, he's live now.
Stick by me, and I'll stick by you. I love you, darling, and that's no lie. Oh, oh. Mm-hmm.
You're live on my live now, bro.
You're live on my, what? You're live on my live. What? You streaming me, double O? You streaming me on my break?
I'm
Hey?
streaming you on your break, buddy.
Wicked. Salutes to 007 and his man them. And the girl them. Big up, big up. Don't mind me, mate. We're just on a lunch break, just having a bit of scran. You know how it goes. Alright, salute. What we got? We've got a bit of sandwich,
It's like hummus.
bit of crispies, bit of hummus. It's a light one, mate. It's a light
Pine
one.
nuts.
He's filming me. I'm live.
That looks like good
Big up your
food,
chat
man.
room, bro.
That looks like good food.
Let me see how that would look. Give me a second. That's some bullshit. Because I'm live already, right? I don't know how to come out of that and look into that.
You can't do it, dude.
I tell you what, if you're live let me quickly lock off and I'll come and join you for a little while. All right? I'll come and join you. So yeah, big
Nice.
up to that. I'm about to end this live. I'll go and see what 007's up to while I finish my break and have my little smoke. So yeah, meet us over there if you want, folks. But I'm
Nice one.
outie. Much love. Lay low. Big up to the folks that came through. Appreciate you people. Much love.
Well, I didn't mean to break up his stream, but if he's coming over to join this one, that's cool. Peter of Barbaria. YouTube's always showing me your lives. Might even sub one day. You should jump up, Peter. Is that you in the avatar there? What's up, buddy? Hang on. Here we go. How you doing, mate?
What's happening, Rich? Good morning. I'm rising.
Looks like a nice day. I mean, the obvious shitty clouds, right? The obvious fucking wispy seeded shit that's up there, but still, you got a little bit of blue.
Yeah.
You see the sun poking through. It's nice. Yeah. We've had it pissed it down here last night, apparently.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's
man.
not bad day. I'm just having my lunch or my first break actually.
How many breaks do you get?
Officially 2, but obviously I can just flow it out, do what I want, have my coffee and my tea whenever I want, really. So yeah, I get more than 2 breaks, to be honest with you, or I take more than 2 breaks. Right.
Mate, as long as the work's getting done, innit? I mean, if you're efficient and that, I always used to make sure, like, yeah, if you work smarter, not harder, basically.
Exactly. Big facts.
Peter, you should definitely come up and join us. This is a safe panel. As in, I don't tolerate drama and shit. We're all adults here. Booyakashan, Leafy. We're all adults here. We might not always act like them. I certainly don't. But my friend London here has got children, so he is like, he's a responsible adult, man. Proper man there, out there,
Yes, sir.
earning their bread. Speaking of old man, like dads, my dad took a bad tumble this week.
Oh.
He's in hospital. I think he's still in hospital now. He broke his femur badly, right up at the top near the joint, and he's had to have his leg fixed, his femur, like probably with a new ball joint and a hip replacement.
Damn.
I mean, they're pretty good with their hip replacements. I've known people that have had hip replacements and knee replacements, and like they seem to know their shit now with that, don't they? They're pretty good with that. But you know, I can definitely appreciate how uncomfortable it's going to be.
Yeah. What hospital is he in?
Eh?
What hospital is he in? Which hospital?
Honestly, I don't know. They live in the Cotswolds, so I don't know.
Cotswold, where's that?
it's
Never
sort
heard
of
of
on the edge of like between Oxford and Wales, I think.
that. Ah,
Like it's posh. It's a posh area. Like a lot of wealthy people moved out to the
yeah.
Cotswolds. My parents, they wanted to be the wealthy people that bought the house in the Cotswolds, but they ended up working for the wealthy people that bought the house in the Cotswolds.
Ah.
I think
Oh my god. Hold on.
that was the whole Freemason thing, wasn't it? Basically, as soon as my dad stopped being a Freemason, his business just went, and he got humbled to be, to be instead of being the 35-year-old man with the fucking with the on-site gardener handyman. He
Yeah.
was the on-site gardener handyman for the 35-year-old multimillionaire.
Mm.
Quite humbling, I think.
Boss, got a lighter. Oh, I fucking lost my lighter, man. Jeez.
That sucks.
Telling you.
On your break, mate. On your
Oh,
break.
hold on. We might be in
Come
luck
on,
there.
manifest it there in your pocket. It's there, it's there.
Come on. Lighter
No.
than the blood clot out me, boy. Come on. All right. We're good. Back in the game.
Right, I'm glad you're smoking. You need a lighter because you're smoking. You're not vaping.
Mm.
You stop that shit, yeah. They're not going to do that, right? Well, unless it's obviously there's some stuff you can vape, but not instead of tobacco.
I don't even smoke tobacco like that anyway. Only if I'm smoking a zoot, then yeah. But if I'm not smoking a zoot, I wouldn't pick up a fag and say, "Oh, let me smoke this fag." I'll go without, mate, until I smoke another zoot. But if I'm at work and I want to have a quick little 2-minute break with a coffee,
That's different, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, I might
Yeah,
have a
they're
vape
quite
with my
handy
coffee.
for that.
Yeah,
Quite handy for that, man. You can be much more public.
yeah, exactly that. Oh, yeah, it's wild. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, everybody's different. Some people say to me, "Oh, I ain't gonna vape that," and then I'll say, "Oh, I ain't gonna fucking smoke that." So it depends what you prefer, really.
I tried vaping the nicotine with with a flavored vape, and it was nice. It tasted nice and everything. And one of the things I love about smoking is the smoke, is the exhaling the smoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's part of it. So when they created these vapes that just it creates more. There's way more with some of these vapes. You seem to exhale far more than you seem to breathe in because you don't really feel it, do you? But when you exhale, it's just this huge fucking
Yeah.
cloud, right? And I
Yeah.
love that, especially for the camera. Slow motion, you can do all kinds of stuff with the vape, but like slow motion smoke rings and shit.
Yeah.
And with playing with sunlight and stuff. But I started feeling weird, mate. I'm pretty sensitive, not sensitive like, oh, fucking hell, don't touch me. But I know when I'm under the influence, I can feel it when I've got anything, whatever it is, going through me. I can feel the difference, right? When there's something different that's been introduced, I can definitely feel it. And I started to definitely feel this, and it was just, there was I don't know, it was almost causing anxiety, but it wasn't anxiety. It was sort of I don't know, just made me twitchy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like not physically, just seemed to make me, I don't know. It felt weird anyway, so I stopped doing it. So yeah, screw that. I'm gonna stick with tobacco.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
weed.
think they even have those how you just mentioned you was blowing those hoops and stuff, right? They have those like competitions, games with those vapes.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's doing stunts and skills, rings upon rings upon
There's
rings.
some crazy shit that you can do, mate.
Mm.
Like, there's some brilliant things you can do with that, with airflow, with like swiping at them or swiping near them and stuff, causing
Yeah,
causing spirals and
yeah, yeah,
making them into squares.
yeah.
Like I've seen
Spinning as
some,
well, and
yeah,
spinning. Mm.
spinning one through another.
Mm, mm.
Like have them spin different ways. Have one
Yeah,
spin one way and one spin the other. I've seen
yeah.
one. I don't know. I guess on YouTube there can be a lot. There can be. This is where AI can get right involved and sort of get away with it. Because I've seen one that was. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like Ouroboros,
Mm.
as in like you couldn't see a snake head,
Yeah.
but it was like there was a bubble of smoke that was going around, following around. So it was almost like a snake in itself. Like you could
Mm.
see the symbology.
Yeah. Yeah. Skillful. You gotta be skilled to do that.
You believe vapes are based on nightclub smoke machine chemicals? I don't. I don't. I don't think they are, but I don't know. I wouldn't like to say. I think that it was absolutely engineered. They they demonize smoking. They demonize a medicinal herb, tobacco, and smoking. Get everybody to hate it. Then they bring in vapes. Get everybody super hooked on vapes, and then they take that away in a lot of places. Like
Mm.
they went real hard with it, didn't they? And then they pulled right back. And the fact that South Park did an episode on it,
Yeah.
that they were basically doing it to get the kids get the kids addicted to nicotine
Ah.
with all these lovely bubblegum flavors and shit. That was specifically to get the children addicted. So it was just more. It was the same tobacco company sly tactics to get everyone
Yeah.
addicted, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Very crafty. Very crafty. I remember when they actually brought the smoke ban in, and a few weeks later, we went clubbing, right? And when we was in the club, you could actually just smell the fucking body odor of people. It was like, oh, terrible.
What
So
the
it's like,
smoke had disguised before.
yeah, exactly. It was terrible. 'Cause you get some people that rave it out and they're just sweating buckets,
Yeah,
right?
man.
But you couldn't smell that before because it's smoke-filled rooms. But now you could just fucking smell everything. That was mental. I'll never forget that time. Yeah, wild.
I was definitely lucky when I was younger. I used to sweat buckets, but it didn't make me smell. Like I didn't.
Yeah,
If it went stale,
yeah.
like dried up and went stale, then by 5-6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
But it wasn't a like yeah, it didn't smell bad. Like some people fucking harm.
yeah,
Some people really harm.
yeah.
I had a mate at school, whatever room he'd been in, like
You smell
whatever
him.
room he'd been in, the smell would linger for an hour afterwards,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I know them ones, mate. I had two friends like that when I was growing up. One African one and one like Sikh guy, Indian guy. The African one is not too bad anymore. Like Sikh one, I ain't seen him in many years. But yeah, with those two, you can definitely smell them. Definitely smell them.
Indians smell different, man. Like my ex, she rented
Elaborate.
a. So me and my ex went to Portugal together in 2009, and she had a 3-bedroom house. She rented it out, but while we were out there, the people shit obviously went wrong, and they ended up wanting to be on benefits or something, and that was a stipulation that she'd had, that she didn't want anybody on benefits, and so she got new tenants. Well, she wanted to get the new tenants. Well, they had to leave anyway, and the place was empty, and she was finding difficulty getting anyone in there. So she ended up having to accept someone on benefits, and it was this Indian family. And then when me and her split up, and she decided, right, I'm going back, she did a Section 21 or whatever it is on them. They found somewhere else, moved out. When she got back there, she said the place absolutely stank. You know, of Indian spices and shit. And then about, I don't know, 9 months later or something, I went traipsing back. She went back in 2010, like a couple of days before my birthday, I think it was. She went back. And then I pined for her in Portugal for a few months and fucking got all depressed, and then went running over to, got a job as soon as I could in the UK, and went running over to the UK to go and find her in January, and we were together again by June. I moved back into hers in June. So almost a year later, and the place still stank. When I moved back in, it still fucking stank of it. You could still smell the Indian.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
I don't like Indian spices. No,
What?
I just
love
don't.
them. I love them, bro. I really do. I love Indian food. I fucking love it. But I just hate when the smell lingers around. Now, you know what I love? I love when I walk into a house and I can smell freshly cooked Indian food. I'm like, oh, that smells nice. I can't wait to eat that. Especially the vegetable side of things, right? Because I know a lot of them eat vegetables and dishes like that, right? But I just hate the after smell when no one's been cooking for days or weeks and you can still smell it. Or, you know, someone just smells like a kitchen all day long. Yeah, what the fuck smell like a kitchen, mate? Like, that's the part I don't like. When it's not dinner time, but I can still smell you. Yeah, that's the part I don't like. But, you know. But yeah, I used to be like that as well, sweating quite a lot. But wouldn't smell. But, you know, when you sweat, it can either go two ways. It can either just be sweat and wet, or you can be sweaty and smelly. I was more sweat and wet.
I've noticed in my old age, or in my older age, that if I sweat now, I smell myself a lot sooner. No, I can smell, and but it just smells like fresh BO, you know.
Fresh peel, come and get it.
Yeah, like I had a girlfriend that used to like it, and it reminded me also of my first French girl, right? She was cute, man, but she didn't shave her pits and she didn't use deodorant. So when we went down the beach and we're having a little, you know, snuggle on the beach, I can smell her. But it wasn't entirely off-putting. You know, it was fresh. It wasn't stale. So there was something a little bit primal.
Yeah.
Maybe kicked in. I don't know. She was nice though.
You know, I remember when I was growing up, going around Angeltown Estate. One of my friends, my mate called Blacker, there was a girl that used to like him. Her name was Kerry. Sorry, Kerry, you've been listening, but you know, yeah, she had a crazy smell on her. And everyone used to say it, and I used to be like, I can't smell nothing. No way, can't smell nothing. But one day, I went on a double date with me, my mate Blacker, her, and one of her friends. And I smelled it for the first time. I was like, wow, this girl is kicking. Woof. Couldn't believe it, mate. I was like, woof.
Rancid.
Yeah, now I know why. Yeah, that's crazy.
I got
Many years ago.
I had a girl's mum threatened to sue me for she was threatening to sue me for slander or libel or something, right? But I think the legal advisors told her, yeah, you can only do that when it's not true. Like, it's only slander if it's not true. And because basically, yeah, we'd ended up going back to someone's house together and ended up in bed. And I did what I always do, and I had to stop, like, really quickly, and just put my clothes back on and said, "I'm really sorry, I'm gonna have to go," because it, like, I nearly vomited, man. It was horrific. I don't know what happened down there, but wow. I didn't stick around and find out. And I was a bit of a cunt, you know. I was only like 18 or 19 or something, and so I told my mates, obviously. And then it became a conversation in the bar, and then she walked in, and it wasn't nice.
Yeah, those ones.
It wasn't nice, man. I mean, this shit. When you're young, you talk about shit, don't you? As I got older, I stopped talking about my, my exploits. Partly out of respect.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it gets like that. I remember at one point as well that girl, one who I told you about, Kerry, she was trying to mask it up with plenty of perfume. And that's what made it even funnier because, you know, everyone was aware of the smell, but then when you start smelling excessive perfume smell, you're like, yeah, nice try.
The thing is, I think quite often when somebody has an issue like that, it's medical. There's a reason for it, right? There's a medical reason for it. It's not because it's. So we're cruel bastards, right? So we don't ever think about that, and we just take the piss. But in actual fact, some people just can't help it, like.
Yeah, I mean, not only that as well, though. I mean, as much as you might think is medical, right? It's our diets as well.
Yeah.
It's what we actually eat.
Well, clinical
what
then.
Smelling. Yeah.
A clinical thing, yeah. We're man, we eat some shit. We have been eating some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, who's this? Oh, it's Jay. Good to see you, man. Thank you for joining. How you doing? We can't hear you. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, what's up?
Is that in London? Is that where you are?
Who,
London.
me?
The police.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on, man? Where are you?
I'm right by Hyde Park Lane. I think they're attending to somebody. Don't know who it is, but as long as they ain't me, we're good. Got my zoot out here. They better leave me alone.
So, Jay, how's it going, man? What have you been up to? You've been working.
Yeah, man. It's like this is the first time I've been able to catch you when I wasn't at work. I've been catch you at work, but you know, I've actually been working, so I haven't been able to really follow too much of what you've been doing.
It's been
I
pretty
like this
quiet,
guy.
mate. You haven't missed much. It's been pretty quiet.
Okay.
How you doing, Jay? I'm London.
You said your name is London or you're in London?
Both.
Both.
Oh, okay, okay.
Both.
Mm.
This is the real London Real.
Okay,
Mm.
okay. Yeah, I've been to London in my travels. It's been a long time, but yeah.
Wicked. Where did you land? Where did you go?
Well, I guess was it Heathrow Airport?
Yeah,
Is that the one that's
yeah,
in London?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was out there. You know, it's crazy because maybe it's just me, but I feel like the airports have the most beautiful women everywhere I go.
Ooh. You said it. You said it.
Is it just me or
Virgin,
am I tripping?
Nice. No, you ain't
Virgin,
tripping.
like Virgin flights. They always they always had really attractive girls working for them. Like generally, on a worldwide basis, like the international
Yeah.
air stewardesses are way better looking than the English ones. Like England
Hey.
has been very inclusive.
Well,
Rich.
that includes the United States. Like here in the United States, they can't discriminate as far as I guess they're called flight. We can't even call them stewardess anymore. You have to call them flight attendants.
Yeah,
Flight
flight
attendants,
attendants.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But
Yeah,
you
it's not
know,
politically correct, sir, to call them
yeah.
air
I'm
stewardesses.
gonna call them stewardess.
Yeah, because we're talking about a certain bunch of them, right? A certain group.
Right.
We ain't including the males. So yeah, it's what do you know what's wild though, right? Because I recently just came back from holiday. I went to Cyprus, right? And man, oh man, yeah, forget about it. Yeah, I was in the air thinking, Jesus Christ, why? Like beautiful women up on an aeroplane. Like, stop it! They're teasing us, right? We're out there with our wives and shit and our children, and they got like petite women asking us, "Do you need anything, my love? Do you want anything?" I'm like, "Shit! Like, move for me. Only if you knew right now." Like, yeah, everywhere you look, they're on there. And then you know what I noticed as well? They even try to get the guys looking a certain way, right? You never see like fat, overweight guys. It's always in shape, well decent guys.
Yeah, but
Wow.
then generally, like certainly back in the 90s, they were all gay.
Yeah. Well, saying that, Rich, you're not wrong because I think the two that I had were gay, but they was in shape and they was well mannered. But you can't hide it, right? You can't hide it.
Well, I think
Yes.
that it's kind of similar. You know, I work in healthcare, so even to this day, I would say about 80% of the men.
Mm.
Let me say, I would say about maybe 60% to 70% of the men in healthcare in general are of that particular orientation. But
Mm.
when you go into nursing,
Mm-hmm.
that number jumps to about 85%.
Got
And
you.
so I think that generally speaking, it was preferred to have a certain disposition to do certain jobs. Men are generally more aggressive, more assertive. And then also just the stigma associated with working certain roles. Men just tended to shy away from those roles. They really didn't even consider it an option.
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't consider it an option until I went to the military. And because the military had a specific need for, that particular occupation, that's kind of why, I was presented with that opportunity.
Yeah.
And then, my father was like, the opportunities are there in the civilian sector once you got the military. So that's how I kind of got into this.
Yeah,
But
man.
I will say this, as far as, being a stewardess on the airline industry, it helps if you're somewhat in shape, number one, because
Mm-hmm.
you have to be able to lift large bags, bend over frequently, pick up stuff. And so there's a certain physical attribute to what you're doing. And then just to maneuver through those aisles, because if somebody's pushing, like I've seen where, you know, a stewardess was able to slide past another stewardess pushing a cart down the aisle. You know, once they start pushing that cart down the aisle, it takes up almost the entire aisle, right?
Yeah.
And if you're slender, as a stewardess, you can slide past another flight attendant while they're pushing the cart down the aisle.
Yeah,
If-
man.
if
Makes
you're-
practical sense.
Yeah, it's just
Absolute
like,
practical sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
but in America, because, and I've seen this on international flights, but in America, you're not going to see that too much on a flight because a lot of the flight attendants are, you know,
Thick.
generally larger people.
Thick. Ooh, we like them thick though. We like them thick.
Yeah. Yeah.
We like them thick too.
I mean,
No.
and to be perfectly honest, the girl I'm seeing now, she's thick, but I'm not going to be impractical. I'm not going to be illogical just because I may have a situation that kind of leans me towards, you know, being sentimental to their plight. But to be perfectly honest, if I'm running an airline, there's going to be strict standards as far as those that are going to work for me. You need to be, you know, of a certain physical fitness level. You need to be of a certain dimensions to be practical. Number one, or actually we already said number one, you know, slide down the aisle, or number one, the physical attribute. Number two, being able to maneuver through the aisles. Number three, those airline jump seats that are for the stewards, those are narrow seats.
Yeah.
If you're large, you're going to be hanging over the edges of safety hazards.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, bro. Prax, listen, those single ones where they sit by the door and by the back where they serve you the food, those are little tiny seats, right? I see it. Yeah, you're totally right, bro. You're totally right. And look, and for some point, remember, that is their seat for the journey. So you got to be able to fit a small person in a small seat, right? For the journey, right? So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And there is some certain jobs out there where, you know, I don't know whether it discriminate, but they do look at, you know, a tinier person for the role, whether it's like a particular work of modeling or, you know, somewhere where they want to present a good image for the company, you know, that keeps people coming back because they got, you know, good eye candy, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's I don't know how to put it, but you know, I think the more we keep each other in shape, then, you know, the more we can look at better people physically, in a sense. You know, not everyone's going to be fat and overweight.
If you look at pictures of people from the 1800s, everyone was tidy, right?
Yeah.
It's only because of the shit that they've been putting into our food supply, and how unfortunately some people react like obviously I've been eating the same food my whole life, and it's never given me, I've never got obese as a result, but I'm lucky, I guess. I haven't reacted badly to those seed oils and all that shit that I put in my body when I was younger. But so many people have and do, and it doesn't matter what they do, going to the gym, whatever, because they're still eating all that shit and all those grains and all the carbohydrates and shit.
Yeah.
They're eating stuff that they think is helping them get thinner, but it's not. You know, people are given these false aspirations or unrealistic aspirations for as far as self-image and shit's concerned, aesthetically.
Yeah.
It's been an entirely intentional thing they've done to fuck everyone up.
Yeah.
They've done it really well, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, you know, I think that there's like two sides to that coin, because if we look at civilizations of antiquity, right, that kind of molded and shaped our genetic patterns,
Alexi,
due through some sort of selective breeding, certain attributes were always desirable. Somebody who's, you know, has the physical characteristics as a man, women who have certain, you know, aesthetic markers that signify, fertility. And so, now you get to the point to where other things are more important, which is like your ability to aggregate resources. And so there's not necessarily a physical prerequisite in a post-industrial civilization to aggregate resources. The more important factor is brain power. Obviously helps, but also maybe if you have a family um, who has left you something like gave you a leg up, and so now so essentially physical attributes are not necessary to be successful. And so this is why you see a proliferation of individuals who lack the physical characteristics to be successful in a genetic lottery in future generations. And so you have that in combination with the diet changes, more energy dense foods, for better or for worse, as well as sedentary lifestyles. People are working different types of jobs, and so especially jobs that make more money tend to be less physical. That's the nature of the beast. And so then you have people who not only work jobs that are less physical, they work longer hours at jobs that are because they're lucrative. So it's like, well, I mean, I could make, if I double the amount of hours I work, I'll double my money, in a manner of speaking. And so, and then obviously, if you're making more money, you're working a sedentary job, and now you still have access to women because you have amassed resources and wealth. You feel like there's no need. Like, for instance, look at the guy that's the son of the Indian billionaire, like the wealthiest.
Which one? Which one?
The wealthiest one, the wealthiest billionaire in India. His son was recently married, like maybe like 2 years ago, and the son is like super out of shape and unhealthy. Now, my understanding that he has some type of some serious health issues, but beyond that, with access to that type of money, there's no reason why physically you should be that out of shape. Not only is he large, he has that unhealthy appearance. Like, how some people are larger, like say for instance, an NFL player, right? These are extremely large people, but you can tell that they have some sort of athleticism by the way that their body is structured. This person is large, has zero athleticism, and he has a beautiful wife. But we can attribute that to him being extremely wealthy by virtue of his father. And he seems to be a generous guy because he gave everybody at his wedding an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak watch, solid gold. And so, but I mean, when people look at that, they're like, okay, well, why do I need to look a certain way? I just got to make the money.
Yeah, I mean, I you know what? I hear what you're saying, but also I work with a big guy, right? And you may look at him outside of work and think this guy is big and overweight, but I see him putting in the work. There is some big guys that are able to still work, and they may look out of shape, but they're still physically moving like us. But where they're just big, it looks abnormal to us, right? Because they're just big the way how they do it. But then there is some big guys like that, and they're just not capable because they're too big.
Well, I mean, so when you look at the body weight, like for instance, I'm here on the west coast of United States, and so there's a large population of Pacific Islanders, Samoans, Tongans, and these are generally large people. Selective breeding because of their tribal nature, and their some of their older generation. We're talking about going back to like a couple thousand years because of the constant warring. There was selective breeding. Like a small person couldn't live long enough to pass on his genes because of the constant warfare. Only the extremely strong and physical survive. And then to top that off, if you're in an environment where you don't have consistent access to food, your body is your genes and your genealogy is gonna alter to make yourself more efficient at extracting calories from the meals that you eat. And being in the healthcare industry for so long, I can definitively say that some people are just more efficient at extracting nutrients and calories from the food that they eat. That's just the nature of it. So some people, like, you may give them the exact same meals and give them the exact same physical activity level, and they're going to have different physical outcomes, because just some people, and you have people who have deficiencies where they can't even digest certain things. So it's really.
I think I'm one of those people. Like, I've never in my life ever been able to put fat on. I've got a fast metabolism, and the last 4 years I've been getting by on next to nothing, and I'm all right, man, because I think I just get whatever good it is out of whatever it is that I've eaten and discard the rest. Right?
Well, you do know that you're born with a specific number of fat cells and a specific number of muscle cells. The muscle cells and fat cells, under normal circumstances, right? There are some environmental factors that can propagate cellular division in fat and what you call adipose tissue and muscle cells, right? But under normal circumstances, they don't. And so these cells only get larger or shrink in accordance to your caloric intake and your protein intake, things like that. So some people just don't have the number of fat cells that other people have. Like, literally, you have people who are just born with more fat cells. You have people who are born with more muscle cells, and then the distribution of those muscle and fat cells. Some people have a large amount of fat around their waist area.
I'm just going to mute you up there, London. Sorry, mate. It's just quite a lot of background noise, dude. Sorry, go on, carry on.
Yeah, some people just have, you've seen different body types. Some people have, like, more fat around the hips. Some people have more fat around the belly area. Some people got, fat backs, fat necks, like fat ankles. Like, yeah, some people who have, like I've seen patients,
women with the bingo wings and
bat wings and stuff like that. But I've seen patients who have fat in the front of their shins. Like, have you seen somebody with fat shins? Like, literally, they have so much fat in the front of their shins that if you press, you can't even feel the bone.
So it's not. Is it? I mean, it's not water retention then.
No. This is what I've seen, water retention, but I'm talking about somebody they're just the way their fat is distributed. They have fat in areas where other people don't have fat. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Diabetes causes it a lot, doesn't it?
Well, I think when you have a lot of fat, and in particular visceral fat, you have to look at some of the activities that lead to visceral fat, excess carbohydrate consumption, and then you have a sedentary lifestyle. A lot of these things lead to insulin resistance. So your pancreas secrete insulin in response to changes in your serum blood sugar level, and you're basically the insulin is a hormone that causes the cells in your body to intake the glucose, right? And it takes in potassium too, but that's like getting too complicated. But when it takes in that glucose, obviously your cells metabolize the glucose, and depending on the cell, they're going to use that energy. Like, fat cells will store the excess glucose after it's converted by the liver, and it's going to be stored as fat. But when you constantly have these spikes in insulin levels in response to high carbohydrate intake, your cells, the receptors on the cells that respond to the insulin, become less sensitive. And so then it requires more insulin to be secreted to lower your blood sugar. So what happens is that your body's secreting amount of a specific amount of insulin in response to the blood sugar, but your cells don't respond to that insulin, so the blood sugar remains high even after a certain amount of insulin has been released. And so you end up having high blood sugar. Then even though you've taken in a lot of food and you have glucose circulating your bloodstream, your cells are still not getting the amount of sugar that they need. So through a complicated pathway, it triggers you as the person with diabetes to eat more, even though you've already eaten a lot. And that's because the cells at the cellular level haven't extracted the energy necessary from the food that you eat. And so you continue to eat, and your liver will turn that excess glucose into fat. And so it creates like a cycle, you know. And the only way to combat that is to go into a severe caloric deficit, which either requires a lot of discipline or surgical intervention.
Or a fucking pandemic lockdown and because I presume, but when you say a caloric deficit, you mean basically fasting.
Or even if, like, let's say that, so your body has what's called a basal metabolic rate. So that means that if you lay on the couch, your body will burn a certain amount of calories, right? And I don't want to go into what can raise and lower your basal metabolic rate, but let's just assume that, you know, just laying on the couch, your body will burn 1,800 calories a day. Just laying on the couch, not doing anything.
Sounds like my body, man.
But like, hypothetically speaking, right? So if you burn 1,800 calories, you need at least 1,800 calories daily to maintain your body weight. Now, let's say you go from 1,800 calories to 1,500 calories, right? Then your body will begin to go through its, you know, you have some excess reserves in your liver. Your body stores, you know, excess glucose in your liver as glycogen, but then it will start to utilize, you know, start to catabolize, basically use your muscles as an energy source for a short period of time, and then it will start to go into burning fat, right? And so if you maintain that, you know, for a period of time where you have being in a caloric deficit, consuming less calories than you need for your basal metabolic rate, which doesn't mean starving yourself, right? You're still eating, but you're just eating a little bit less. Then technically you should be able to lose weight. And I say technically because it's easier said than done, because there's a lot of things that you don't think about that really spike up your caloric intake, like sauces, something simple like adding sauce to your, you know, gravy to your potatoes, ketchup to your French fries. And then certain things that are easier to extract the calories from, like, say for instance, if I ate 3,000 calories worth of celery, or I drank 3,000 calories of Coke, the Coke, I would absorb more of the calories. I will probably get, out of 3,000 calories of Coca-Cola, I will probably be able to extract 2,900 of those calories. Versus if I ate 3,000 calories of celery, I may be able to get 1,000 calories out of that celery, because a lot of that calories is kind of trapped in the cellulose, which is undigestible.
And you're going to be burning calories chewing it.
And trying to digest it. Yeah, you got to see, yeah, chewing it and digesting it. So, and then, like, you know, a lot of, even some of the glucose can be absorbed just in your mouth. Like when you drink a soda, right? When that soda gets in your mouth, your cheeks and underneath your tongue can absorb sugar. Like, you don't even have to swallow it. Just having it in your mouth, when you have a high sugar concentration, because of the nature of the capillaries underneath your tongue and in your cheeks, you can absorb some of the glucose from your drinks just by having it in your mouth. That's the reason why I don't even drink sodas or anything. All I drink is water. occasionally I'll have a skim milk. Like maybe, a couple times a year I may have a skim milk, but um other than that, I drink water. That's it.
Okay. Well, like there's automatic processes in your body that naturally burn calories, right?
Yeah, we talked about that. I said basal metabolic rate. I talked about that. You can just
Yeah,
lay on the
yeah.
couch
And
and
well, it
burn calories.
depends. It depends on an individual basis, right? Depending on metabolism.
Yep. It's
Mhm.
different for everybody. Yeah.
And it's weird too. If you visualize doing some sort of a sport or martial art, or even just like mental exertion, for example, like playing chess, right? Playing like a whole chess tournament is like running a marathon, burning
Yeah,
calories.
because your
You
your
can
brain
burn,
your brain uses a lot of glucose. Just for
yeah.
basic mental process requires glucose.
But isn't that strange though, right? Like you don't even have to lift a finger and you can still burn off the shit in a way. Mental exertion.
Yeah.
And if you visualize,
so thin.
yeah, your mind never fucking shuts off, right? That's good. But regardless, yeah, if you even just like, let's say ball, you're playing ball, basketball. A lot of these like top athletes in that they visualize it before it happens. I've done it before. Like you visualize it, get like fucking 10 3-pointers in a row. Like it can happen before it happens in a way, and even just visualizing it sparks the same neural pathways that
Dude, that's totally
physically
fucking
doing.
Sherlock Holmes visualizing the fight, man.
No, it isn't.
Remember that? No. But you remember in Sherlock Holmes with
I
Robert
never
Downey
watched
Jr.
it.
Yeah, with Robert Downey Jr. That's what he does, right? It like the whole fight plays out, and then it goes back to him because it's just in his mind. He's played the whole fight out, and then the fight plays out exactly how he played it out in his mind. Obviously, it was pretty cool actually. It was
I haven't seen that. I should
funny
look
part
into
of the
it.
movie.
I should look into it then. But yeah, there's something there. I've seen it through experience with others and myself.
I mean, but that's what chess players do. Chess players. I was in a chess club when I was in high school, but I haven't played since then. But
I
you're
played
essentially
a lot of
trying
chess in
to-
prison.
Yeah, you're essentially trying to look.
You get chessboards in prison? Sign me up.
Yeah, man. So you win your tobacco. That was the buy-in was tobacco.
I got like a quarter cigarette for you.
No, it had to be a 25 gram. No, 12 and a 20, 25 grams of Golden Virginia tobacco, which was the most expensive tobacco you could get on the canteen.
Then you can play. Okay.
Yeah, and winner takes all.
Yeah,
You better pay up and get yourself stomped out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sorry for the
Have a
interruption.
good day at work there, London.
What were you saying, my brother? What were you talking about? Not to interrupt.
So
You're trying to say something.
we were talking about bodies. We were talking about bodies because London Man had asked. Was it London Man had asked like why all the air stewardesses hot or something? Or no, was it you, Jay?
Well,
you said the something about it.
What I
Somebody
was saying that I was asking like, is it just me or that when I go to the airport, it's like all the women there are beautiful. Now you guys kind of honed in on stewardesses, but really I was talking about just the airports in general, like just the women there that are going on trips. It's like
you're just seeing hot women everywhere, man. Basically, you're just seeing hot women everywhere in the airport.
Man, it's like you know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like I think that when you start talking about going on trips, right? You have to be a certain caliber of woman to be able to have a man to take you on a trip. Because I'm gonna tell you my reasoning why. Because I've traveled quite extensively, right? And most places, basically every place I've traveled to, I've generally gone by myself with a couple of exceptions, right? And I know that when I go places, I can't help but like rubberneck. I'm looking around because it's just women everywhere, and if you don't have an attractive woman with you, you're gonna be so mad. You took even if you bring an attractive woman.
Hey, have you ever noticed this, bro? I swear it's fucking weird. You know what I mean? Every time I've been in a relationship, yeah, I have like a proper lady beside me, and for some reason, all the other women come out the woodwork I've known from like years ago, all going after me like goddamn cockroaches or something. It's fucking weird. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like some validation thing. They see some validation, like oh another woman sees someone in you, so they all want to get at you. It's fucking it's retarded. I've noticed this time and time again.
It's social proof. There's been studies on it. It's basically women need social proof, and so like
it's pretty obvious, right? But yeah, I know.
Like if you go out by yourself, like say for instance you go to a nightclub by yourself, right? Women will look at you for perceive you as a creep, but you could be the same exact person and say, okay, I went out Tuesday,
and then with your girl beside you, and then they're all trying to get at you, yeah, and it's
or even with just a group. Like I found that if I go out with a group of friends that are mixed, men and women, it's like 200% increased chance of women coming up to me.
I need 0 fucking percent chance because I automatically just show up and they're like magnetized towards me. Why? Because I'm a real fucking person. You know what I mean? I don't go and like chase after none of it. It just always comes to me. I don't give a fuck. I can be by myself with anybody. It doesn't matter. But I noticed like for some reason, as soon as you put the little like oh you're in a relationship or whatever, and all of a sudden yeah they're like coming out the woodworks and shit. Like everyone you ever known, any woman you ever know, they're all like oh they're trying to hit you up and shit. It's fucking weird. Like get the fuck away from me.
That's never happened to me just because of the dynamics of each time. But as far as the going out with a group, you know, I mean, the last time I went out on the just out fucking hell was about 15 years ago or something.
I'll do the club and shit. I haven't really traveled like you. I've been to Cuba a couple times and that. Besides that, yeah, I travel Canada. I'm from Canada, I'm from Toronto. Travel around here. You want proper women, come to Canada, man.
Oh no, listen, I'm in Seattle. I have a Nexus pass, and so I go to Vancouver, British Columbia.
There you go. It's right there.
Yeah, I'm dating somebody now, so I don't really go like that anymore. But you know, when I was single, man, you bet your bottom dollar I would be in, especially with the Nexus pass. It just makes it so convenient to bypass the long border lines. Yeah.
What's the Nexus pass? Are you a trucker or something?
No, a Nexus pass is like it's like a level above clear check. Like at the airport.
So I figured like what are you like you work for one of these things? I don't know.
No. I just wanted
How do you get that?
You have to get an appointment. It's like a 2-year waiting list just to even get an appointment. But you go in there and they interview you, and you know, they basically do a thorough background check, and their interview ask you questions about, you know, basically trying to figure out why you're going there. Then they ask you about all the places that you traveled. So, you know, I've traveled other places, and so they asked me like, you know, and particularly they were interested in why I went to Ethiopia, you know, and they're trying to, you know, delve into that and figure out if I've got some type of terror things going on.
Or you're like a terrorist or some shit.
Yeah. But once they figure it out and make sure you're not a terrorist and make sure you're not a drug dealer, or
you're not bringing keys in from Belize or something. Like,
no keys from Belize and
no Peru.
No Bolivian booger sugar. Then, and you're not a pedophile. You're not a PDF file. As long as you're not a PDF file, then
okay.
You know, then yeah.
Their overlords are though.
Huh?
The people that run them probably are, but yeah.
Ain't no probably about it. They are. It's all hypocrisy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, a Nexus thing. I ain't even heard of that one. I know people that do trucking stuff. Like I know people in the trucking industry, and they got fast pass through the borders and shit. You know?
Yeah, well, yeah. If you're a trucker, you have to have some type of pass because
It's gonna delay the fucking thing. It's gonna rot.
significantly. Yeah, because I've been to the Canadian border without an Nexus pass, and there's been times where it's been a 3-hour wait.
Which part from Niagara or Detroit?
No, from Washington State.
From Washington,
Seattle.
yeah, Seattle, all on the West Coast. You ever been to the East Coast or no?
No. I've been to Detroit where you go underwater.
The
tunnel.
Ambassador Bridge or whatever.
Yeah, I've been there when I was
Like
young.
Windsor and shit.
It's crazy because going to Canada from Detroit is so eye-opening because Detroit is like
you can paddle across it, man.
Huh?
You can paddle across it. You can see like downtown Detroit from Windsor. It's like right across the lake.
Yeah, but being in Detroit is like a war zone, and then you go across to Canada, it's like
Windsor.
pristine.
Not really, no. Windsor is like it's fucked up in Windsor. What do you mean?
Compared to Detroit, it's
compared to Detroit, it's fucking La La Land, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's like more people just like all fucking zombied out on fucking drugs and shit.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, they have a street like that. It's called
They're
Hastings.
docile. Oh, East Hastings Street in Vancouver. Yeah, I have lots of family over in British Columbia.
Oh
yeah,
man,
East Hastings is the worst. It's like fucking Skid Row of Canada. I already know.
I remember going down East Hastings.
You see the tents and everything, and people shooting up in front of everything.
Yeah, like I remember driving down the street, and obviously you see people shooting up, but you see people shooting up in America. That's not a big deal, right?
Well, you see it everywhere, but it's crazy. Like the tent, it's like a tent fucking blocks and blocks and blocks of just tents everywhere. People blowing up propane tanks and shit. It's retarded.
But the craziest part about it was seeing, this is in broad daylight, seeing like super cracked out prostitutes jumping in and out of cars. And like,
yeah, that's normal over there.
But we're not talking about like, trashed out cars. We're talking about guys that look like they have decent jobs picking up.
You ever heard of Picton?
No.
Where he fed prostitutes to pigs and shit, and then like they had to put like an undercover cop in his fucking cell in order to have him admit all this stuff. He killed like probably like over 100 prostitutes from East Hastings and shit. Like pick them up, bring them to the pig farm, and then feed them to the pigs. Have them like hang. I don't know. There's sick fucking people out here. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Hey, Louisiana.
Shit. There's some weird motherfuckers out here in Canada. People don't, people think I'm from Toronto, born and raised on Gene. This shit's like a war zone out here. You know what I mean? They'll just pack you for fun.
Yeah, I've never been to Toronto.
Oh man, it's like if London, like the worst area of London, and like New York had a baby.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's fucking wild.
London's pretty bad now, man. It's worse than it ever was before.
Yeah, they're all stabbed.
It's the worst it's ever been.
I've been watching stuff online, and I've been hearing, I guess because, so my understanding is that people will come from other countries and like they'll enter into a EU country that doesn't have as strict regulations. And then once they get their whatever visa from that country, then they'll make their way either to England or Germany.
No, dude, it's worse than that.
How tell me about it.
They're coming through France and getting on boats over to the UK, and also they're flying them in as well. They're flying them directly into the UK. So they're not even stopping in Europe to try to get any paperwork. They're coming straight to the UK for the benefits they're going to get in the UK. They could stop in France. There's no reason for them to not. And there's a deal. the UK has got a deal with France. The UK is paying France like 350 million or something for that not to happen. But they're just letting them go. And then the English Coast Guard and the English Coast Guard come in and then escort them in, and then they're sending their dinghies back to France so they can be reused.
Yeah, it's like it's similar to what was happening here. They've kind of, slowed that down significantly, but essentially what happens is that you have people from a political standpoint seeking to gain influence, and the easiest way to gain influence is to bring in a group of individuals, from other countries, and then automatically their offspring will be loyal to your party.
It's centuries old. Colour revolution. Centuries old. It's been a tactic of the British Empire. It's been and it's because of the financial influences on the British Empire that the tactic was introduced. Because that's where it came from, really. There's the financial influences of the British Empire. They're the ones that came up with the fucking idea of colour revolution. To destabilize a nation, basically bring in a parallel culture, a culture and society completely polar opposite to the one that's there already, and allow them to create a parallel society.
Well, no, allow them. It's divide and conquer tactics, pretty much.
Well, it accelerates. It accelerates.
Let them fight against each other, swoop in. And
it accelerates the divide. There was no divide there before, and to divide the people that are there, I mean, those divisions are already they're not solid enough. They need a completely different culture that will not assimilate into the new the culture that it's been introduced to. So
everyone puts a camera on. I might as well put mine through it, right? Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, and then it's like the people who you bring in, and they want to simulate is problematic for the majority of the population, but the people that kind of create a policy that brings them here, generally they're not necessarily part of the ruling class, but they're like part of the buffer class. So you have like the ruling class extremely wealthy, and the people that are in proximity to them are like some of these people in politics.
Sustained by them. They're the ones that are sustained and funded by these financial influences.
And then it's like, because of that, they're unaffected by them, because it's like, well, they live in specific neighborhoods and gated communities where the average person doesn't have access to, right? The law enforcement patrols more frequently. Somebody that doesn't look like they'll belong, they'll be the police will approach them, versus in another area they'll be allowed to roam free. And so they kind of have like they're kind of oblivious, like just like out here. We have a severe issue with homelessness, and mental health, drug abuse, blatant open air drug use, violence, because people are mentally unstable. And one of the mayoral candidates, who I think is about to win, she's like a socialist, and during the debate, she was asked a direct question by the host of the debate. And he asked both candidates, he said, do you think it's okay, or you think it should be legal for homeless to set up camps in public parks? The incumbent mayor said, absolutely not. Homeless should not be allowed to set up camps in parks. And he said it very quickly, right away. The other lady said, I'm not going to answer that. She refused to answer that question. And she's the one that's currently leading the race. And as it stands now, there's certain parks that have been completely taken over. It got so bad that they had to clear out homeless encampments around the courthouse because people that worked at the court, when they were walking to their cars, they got assaulted. That's how bad it was. And so, but now,
Hey,
it's
bro,
like,
what state you from?
I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's happening in LA. It's happening in San Francisco pretty bad.
Even over here, it's the same shit, a different way. You know, it's happening everywhere, man, worldwide.
Well, I think the biggest problem is that they closed a lot of the inpatient mental health institutions, and so now a lot of these people who have mental health problems are just out on the street, and they can't. There's no way you can make them be functional members of society.
Why is that though?
Because it was marketed as a way, we need to cut costs, but in actuality,
there you go, marketed. What about the pharmaceutical industry and how they, somebody has an issue and they pump them with these fucking pills and make them relying on them, and it rearranges their brain chemistry, and now they're fucked. What about that?
Oh, well, I mean, the pharmaceutical industry is always going to have, whether it be marketing vaccines or semaglutide, like the weight loss diabetic drug.
Now they're injecting people with some weight loss bullshit. Why don't you get on a fucking treadmill and do a few push-ups or some shit?
That's also that's the semaglutide. It's like a GLP-1.
Well, the one they inject you with, the shit.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I know what it's called.
Into the stomachs or something. It's like, and it's bad because South Park did a fucking show on it.
They did a whole bit on it.
Yeah, all about Ozempic.
Yep.
The one that's the one that
shut the fuck up. Like eat healthy and fucking run around or something. Like,
well, like we were talking about earlier, most of the reason for weight gain is because of the shit the shit food that people are being fed.
The seed
oils and fake food. It's all fucking fake and chemicals. Plant material, like as in made in a chemical plant. But if everybody was eating like they were in the 1800s, then everybody would be lean, mean little machines again.
Fire machines.
If everyone went back to
you need docile. You need docile, weak motherfuckers so you can take over, so you can't fight back. You know what I mean?
The trouble is with most people still not realizing that the food pyramids on it was turned on its head. It was the wrong way. It was the wrong way around, and you should be eating, animal fats and less grain, like next to no grain. You shouldn't eat grains. You shouldn't have seed oils. Carbohydrates. All that is bad, but the animal fats and the meat is good. It's good for your brain. It's good for your body. Like everybody on a carnivore diet loses weight, man.
Well, I mean, have you noticed if you eat a meal like a heavy meat meal, right? Man, you can go all day without eating, right?
Yeah.
But like you eat something like full of starch, right? Full of sugar, man, you can eat like 5-6 times a day, no problem.
I eat once a day, if once a day. I know this sweater is like big baggy.
Back when I was younger, When I was younger, I was eating meat 3 times a day.
Nerves in my fucking arms and my legs and shit. You know what I mean? Because I train martial arts. I have keto. Not Aikido. No Steven Seagal. Hapkido.
Hapkido is with the stick, right?
No, Hapkido is a Korean martial art, and they did an exchange program with the United States. You know what I mean? They taught them like to the highest levels, like CIA. They taught them Hapkido, and in exchange they gave them weapons like that.
Right. I've been going for an hour and 24 minutes, and I'm going to stay on it today with my...
Donations. Explanation. I thought it was a trap. Don't be hitting on me. Put some money in stupid ass. I whoop your ass, players. Don't call me now. Watch it, you tall black motherfucker. There's women up inside. I don't give a fuck about them. Ain't nobody give me nothing.
You don't shoot your wad on something and then that's it. You're spent and you're through. And then what next? Everything's an 11. You're not doing anybody any good. It's sad when you can't even tell a new one. Say, what is she upset about? It's always the same. I'm always yelling.
I sent you something earlier. You didn't get it?
Did you?
Yeah. You know what?
You sent me something the other day, dude. You sent me something the other day. You don't know, like it doesn't have to. You don't have to.
You got to start checking, man.
Shit, man.
You're good, Richie, man. But either way, remember we played the stuff about Hapkido. I got a call. I had to leave after. I missed it.
Well, I train extensively in Puerto Rican judo. Are you familiar with Puerto Rican judo?
I'm familiar with judo, not the Puerto Rican variant.
Yeah. You don't know if I got a gun. You don't know if I got a knife.
I got gung fu over here too.
Dude, nice one. I got a video just for
you. Welcome back.
Cheeky Sprite still cooks in meat fat. It's all about the tallow.
Yeah.
You don't know what you mean.
I'm not
what,
gonna lie.
yesterday I had bacon and eggs. I had bacon and eggs yesterday, and the only bread that they had were these. It was white bread, but it was freshly baked. And I thought, screw it, it's freshly baked. So I had that bread, but I was still. Basically, I just bloated. I bloated right up. It was like I had fucking celiac disease or something, and like just completely bloated up, uncomfortably so. And I managed to get to sleep, but then I woke up again about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and still in a lot of pain from the bloating, and stayed awake for about another hour, and it eased off, and I managed to get back to sleep again. But that was just from that fucking white bread, man.
That white bread is like a big sponge. It just soaks up water.
Yeah, but I think there's something in the wheat that they use, like
glutinous and shit.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter. But look, you want to see the Hapkido kick? I practiced so many times. Like, it's like so easy like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're pretty flexible, man.
Oh yeah, you have to be. You know what I mean?
You got some good balance too.
Oh yeah, look. You want the outside? Outside, inside. Yeah. Now knock fucking head. Now knock a man's fucking face off. You want to know? It's like a weapon. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
If you get close.
And I'm wearing the baggy sweater. It doesn't matter. Like it's comfortable.
What interests me is why you felt the need to share that with us, dude. That's what interests
Everybody
me.
should know how to do that.
Oh no,
I've never needed to know how to do that, and the only time I've ever been beaten was when I got jumped.
Saved my life a few times.
No, I didn't need Hapkido to win in a street fight.
You don't need that, but some sort of discipline and knowing how to utilize your hands as a weapon. Because, like, look, let's say you went to jail. You said you went to jail, right?
I went to prison, mate.
You went to prison. Okay, so you went to prison. So that's even worse. Wouldn't that be a good skill to know over there so they don't take your tray of food?
I didn't need it in prison either. The only fight I got in was with a young lad that had come over from the young offenders wing, and he turned 21 and he came over to the adult wing and he was strutting around, felt like he needed to prove his shit, and he gave me shit, so I dragged him into a cell and smacked his head on the wall and
luckily he
wasn't
trained.
A couple of times, and
if he was trained, you would have got beaten to a pulp. You know what I mean?
Well, one of the things about
I would have avoided
being, yeah, but dude, you can tell if somebody is tasty, right? I can
Oh, you're
tell
gonna
if
go after
somebody's
the
tasty
weak,
or
right?
not.
What are you, the shark? You smell blood from miles away?
Nah, no. I'm the sort
Okay.
of man that doesn't need to prove himself in any way, shape, or fucking form. And when somebody wants to come and try and prove themselves to me, then we'll see where it goes. And I don't, you know, it's not a. I certainly don't need to
All right, but
prove
let's be
myself
honest.
to other
Let's
men.
say it has nothing to do with me, but let's say somebody actually has training in some sort of form. Like you're fucked at that point.
I have
Like, what are you
training.
gonna do?
It's called the street. It's called
Yeah, I
living
know.
on the street, like in,
Well, I know.
in three different countries.
I came from public housing.
3 different countries.
I come
It's
over here
living
and
on the
try it.
street. So
Yeah, no, I came
like-
from public housing. I get it.
I grew
But
up
you know what,
relaxed from
though?
public housing. It's just like, dude, I'm 48 years old. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm
Awful.
past all that. Way past all that. It's like anyone that gives it that, and feels the need to give it that, that's said it all to me already. I don't need any more. I don't get it.
Was that too much? I'm gonna go for a fucking joint. Yeah.
Well, you know,
What's wrong with the kick, man?
It's not that. I just what I said was I just wondered why you felt the need to demonstrate that for us.
Oh, just
like,
for fun. I don't know. Why not?
okay.
I practice it every day, all day. I mean, I've been doing it since like half my life.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you, dude.
I do it all
Good
the
for
time.
you know, I've had my share of altercations. Obviously, I'm of a certain age now. I'm 44, so I'm not looking to get into an altercation. I actively try to avoid. I actually have a concealed
That's the
weapon.
number one. That's the number one rule. Just avoid it if you can. Right. That's it.
Especially now, I have a concealed weapons permit.
Always.
So
No, exactly. And I'm even a better marksman too.
and so it's like I understand even even in an event where I had to defend myself, there's still legal implications to that, right?
But remove all your weapons, no knives, just like man to man with like your limbs and your fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
but
still have close quarter combat shit.
Yeah, but people are
Good
scared.
luck with that one on the street then.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
on the street, what the fuck? They have switches with Glock 19s
Right.
and switches.
So
and fucking
so like how
ARs
often do you
and shit.
get into a situation where you say, right, okay, let's take this to the ring and fight like gentlemen. It doesn't.
Well, go to
it
fucking.
never happens like
there's
that.
an
does it?
example, buddy. You said he went not to jail, but to prison. Okay, so what are you gonna make a shiv, make a shank? Even
No,
then,
I
you can
didn't need to
disarm
do
them.
that. I didn't.
All right,
English,
so
English
there's no
prison.
guns in-
English
there's
prison
no-
isn't
there's no-
like.
all right, there's no guns in
English prison
fucking
isn't
jail.
a gay
All
house
right.
that it is in America. There's not
I'm
the same.
I'm not even in America, but it's
or
fucking-
Canada. Or Canada.
Yeah. So I'm saying like all it can do is gang up on you with like a homemade little shank or whatever, like a so-made shank. So yeah, that's very important if you're in that situation. It's also a good discipline to have regardless, right?
The thing is, like, the best thing to do, the best thing you can have is situational awareness.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
a little- yeah,
You're not going to be in those situations, and if you are, you're going to be ready, right? I'm not going to take myself into those situations again. I'll do absolutely everything I can to avoid being in those situations. When the dystopian future arrives, when society finally collapses and the dystopian future arrives, I've already said that's when I'll be able to actually be me, right? Because no more silly rules, right? But until then, I'm going to do my best to avoid it.
Well, that's what a
I'll
lot
still
of
do
people
my
say.
best
It's
to
like-
avoid it when that happens.
Yeah,
man,
you
but-
can have a 12-year-old kid just grab an AR and fucking pull a trigger. It's not hard to do. You know what I mean? But either way, it's still a
That's
good
why
thing.
I've always thought guns are for cowards, mate. Guns are for
some
pussies.
pussy ass shit. Any idiot can do that. There's nothing wrong with training your mind and your body to a certain way. Because let's say we're removed and all that went away, and then at least you're able to hold your own.
Well, I mean, if you think about when you try to source the conflict, like, I mean, truly source the conflict, it's going to boil down to a couple of things. Generally going to be some ego and pride issue, which is generally going to be related to women, right? Because I was in the military, and even when there is ego and pride, if it's all guys, it never really escalated too far. It's only when there's a woman around.
Oh no, bring money too, or money.
I was gonna get to that, but generally when there's a woman around,
now it's
that's when the issue becomes, because even with money, right? Money is only an issue.
Yeah, we could break bread, but you can't break a woman up, unless they, like, if you care about the woman, you don't want her, like, you don't have to pass it around, right? Well, you can pass around the money.
But yeah, so even when there's money, it's only an issue. Money only becomes an issue, like, if there isn't, if somebody feels they didn't get their fair share of the money, whatever the case may be, or there isn't enough money to go around. Because I've been in conflicts, based on money, and it's like, okay, it's a couple $100.
The women's the number one fucking. People go to war over fucking vagina, buddy.
Even if it's a woman that they're never going to be with, just the fact that a woman saw them in a vulnerable
now you got to
situation.
prove yourself, you know what I mean?
So
come on, big man. Let's go.
Like, even on the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of these live streams and panels and stuff like that, discussions, right? And everything will be going great. Guys be having a conversation, we maybe have some disagreements, but it's not that big of a deal. Then some women start jumping on the panel and joining the discussion. And
I think they like that, though. They like that attention on them, don't they?
Everything changes. It never fails.
It does every time, you know what I mean? Like, I even caught myself in that shit, too.
I think it
not
depends on the
random
panel.
women, ones I know. Like, one time I brought one of my common law wives on there, right? And then everyone's trying to dog on her, like, oh, like, show your tits and da-da-da-da. Like, just pissed me off to the point where I'll slap the fucking shit out of you, kind of thing. Are you kidding me? She ignored it and just left.
Well, I'm talking more or less like an issue. Like, if you're talking about the conversation, and it's specific conversations. So, like, if you're having a conversation especially about male and female dating and mating dynamics, right? And then you'll have somebody who tries to change their tune to seem more virtuous in the presence of the women. Then somebody calls.
Oh, now they're playing. Now they're playing a little game. Okay.
Yeah. Then somebody calls them out on it, and that's when the conflict arises.
Like, that's how he acts when Yeah, that's the funniest thing, because I've seen it time and time again. Not even on the internet, in real life, right? People change up their persona when a woman's around. They're trying to appease to them. Like, just be yourself, you fucking weirdo. Like, you don't gotta move different just because. That's how you know you're inept at dealing with.
But some guys just clean it up. Like, they just decide to clean it up when there's a woman around.
No, that's called being disingenuous. It's called being a little fake.
Well, not necessarily. Like
in a way, yeah, no.
I mean,
no.
Like if I'm around a lot of guys, and we're cussing and we're saying vulgar, derogatory stuff and talking about a woman, body parts and stuff like that. When a woman comes around, I'm not going to be talking like that.
No, you're going to tidy it up. You're going to clean up the conversation when a woman comes in.
At the same token, I'm not going to say, listen, I would never randomly spend money on a woman just to get close.
That's not what I'm saying, though. Like, a lot of time women come around. I don't know if these people have never, they're inept in it. They can't deal with women in actual reality. But I've noticed that even in real life, especially on the internet, it's even amplified. Their entire character and personality changes. It's like, you're not even being real. Like, shut the fuck up. That's never gonna work for you. You're gonna get played like a fucking fiddle. It's retarded. Be authentic. Be yourself. That's all it is. You get what I'm saying, or no?
No, I get what you're saying, but I still think that there's a certain amount of decorum that
No,
that
I get that. Obviously, I'm not going to talk to a woman like I talk to you. You know what
well,
I
I
mean?
mean, not even just talking to them, just like even in the presence of women, it's just like
I would be a little
I'm like when I be
nicer
at work,
or
right?
whatever.
I'm at work. There's like a couple of guys that I talk to at work, and so we'll be talking our shit, but then the moment a woman comes around, we totally change our dialogue. Number one, just being a
Why?
gentleman, and number two, it's dangerous to do that at work because you get a sexual
Fuck,
harassment
I
charge.
work for myself. I have no PR to fear, right? You know what? Public relations get up with this shit. I get that. But either way, no, I'm gonna talk to a woman like I talk to anybody else. But I might tone it down a little bit because
You mean HR? You mean human resources?
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, that's what I mean. HR. Again, I haven't worked for anybody since I was like 17, 16 years old. I have my own shit. Maybe I need an HR to bond with myself.
have you noticed Kate, how you seem to rub some people up the wrong way?
Good.
Right. Because of the way that you're authentic, right?
Yeah, like I have no filter. Like I'm not gonna filter to certain people. I'm just gonna be who I am. What's wrong with that? Wouldn't you rather that or? Here, you know what?
Man.
I could be a master manipulator and just curate to the situation.
But that's one of the reasons why I have you on my panel.
Yeah, like I could play that game too.
I respect authenticity.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be who I am. Unfortunately, take it or leave it. It's up to you.
It's just not everybody can take it, so they leave it, and that's I guess that's where other people feel that they're not that self-confident or at ease with themselves to be able to just be themselves all the time.
Right? Why not? The fuck?
So because some people aren't.
Okay, why?
Because not everybody's like you, Case.
Okay, I was just saying.
Like,
it's not about me. I'm just saying why. Why? How come everybody's not themselves? Like, what the fuck? Be yourself.
Dude, I don't understand it myself. I think I'm pretty authentic. I'm pretty authentic. There's different sides to me, but yeah, I'm pretty level now. I'm pretty balanced and level, and it takes a lot. Actually, no, that's bullshit. It doesn't take a lot to bring up.
It's fucking easy, man.
It just has to be the right person, man. But yeah, fucking hell, I don't even know where I'm going with this.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, man.
Well, I think that it depending on the person and the type of feedback they received, they may have felt it necessary to adjust, their optics and presentation in order to achieve the outcome that they wanted. Like I was talking to a guy a couple of days ago, and he's 5'4", and so his life experiences are going to be distinctly different from somebody who's even of average height. And so the things that somebody who's, let's say, of average height, or maybe somebody who's considered tall, will be able to get away with is going to be distinctly different than somebody who's 5'4", or somebody maybe they're average height, but they're considered conventionally unattractive, right? And they don't have the quote unquote gift of gab, and so they some things that they say may come out awkward, and because of that, that's gonna affect how they kind of present themselves to the world.
They become very self-conscious.
So you get the Napoleon,
low self-esteem, low self-confidence makes just increases self-consciousness, which increases the awkwardness, which and it's a vicious cycle. I've the short man thing,
Napoleon complex.
I often think about that. I think it's really interesting that most of the world leaders are like 5'7" and under,
Yeah, exactly. And same with like the big actors and everything. They're all like
Right,
little
yeah,
short
the big
motherfuckers.
actors
It's
as well.
fucking
I mean,
weird.
look at Tom Jones for crying out. Not Tom Jones,
Cruise.
Tom Cruise. I'm
Yeah,
six
they're
foot
all little
three.
short motherfuckers, right?
I'm
It's
six foot
weird.
three, so I've always been tall. I was 6'2" when I was 14 years old, so I've always been tall, and
See, you're
just
taller than
thought
me. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
thought I'd hate it. I would fucking hate it. One of the things I hated about being in a wheelchair was having to look up at everybody all the time. Like, so after 3 months in a wheelchair, I said, like, I don't fucking care. You put me back up on my feet because I can't do this.
welcome back, resurrect you.
Like, looking up at everyone all the time.
Your thing's glitching,
So
bro.
if I got a lot of respect for short men because I think they have to deal with life in a different way.
Well, it's
What's
like
short?
I feel-
What
I
do you
feel a bit
consider
bad for them.
short, though? I'm 5'11". Is that
Like-
short?
Yeah, no, that's not short. That's sort of around average, isn't it? Like it's almost
It's
6
above,
foot,
it's
not
above
quite.
average.
It's not quite 6 foot, but it's almost 6 foot. You could say you were 6
No,
foot,
if I put
right?
shoes
And a
on,
woman
then...
who was under 6 foot would look at you and say, "Oh yeah, you're 6 foot."
What, she's gonna
Right.
bust a fucking measuring tape out on me? Like, what are you talking about?
well, I mean,
Well,
I had
average,
shoes on.
average is
Put
5
shoes
foot
on, I'm
9.
over 6 feet.
Average is 5'9". So anything less than
That-
5'9" is below average.
That's my mum and dad.
No, but I'm built
Right.
like a goddamn shit.
My mum and
brick
dad
wall,
were
so-
5'9". My dad's a bit shorter now, and especially now with his hip replacement, he's going to be way shorter.
You know what's weird? You know what's weird? I have cousins that are like giants and shit. I don't know why. And their parents aren't very tall.
Well,
but,
dude,
like,
you've got
fucking weird.
you've got red hair. You've got red hair, so you
Not really
you come
red
from
hair.
well, it looks red. It looked red.
in the sun,
like-
it kind of turns a bit red. I don't know. I have a weird genetics, man. Oh, I
You
know.
look, dude. You look like you've
Like I'm
got
like
a
a
bit of ginger.
Neanderthal or some
You
shit.
look like you got a bit of ginger in you. But what color are your eyes?
brown.
What eye? Brown. Okay, well, it's just in the skin. It's just in the hair then. But
No, I have like. You look at my hair.
But if now you said your parents are 5'9", so your mom is 5'9" as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your mom is above average because it's 5'9" for men is the average, and then for women, I believe is like I want to say it's like 5'5" or 5'4",
5'4",
Right.
yeah, something like that.
right? And so anything
my
below
sis-
those values are below average, right?
my sister's
So-
quite tall.
So me, I'm 5'8". I'm technically below average, right? Just based on my height. Now I'm above.
Or
average.
fucking Conor McGregor, you know, a lot of UFC fighters like 5'8", like Conor McGregor, a bunch of fucking Mike Tyson. How tall is that fucker? He's probably
Well,
like not even-
Mike Tyson, I believe, was 5'10".
yeah,
Prince
so he's like
Naseem.
he's shorter than I or fucking buddy on panel over there.
But he's still considered above average as far as height is concerned. So I
It
think
doesn't
that
matter.
you know it. Well, I mean, I think that it does matter because again, somebody who's especially as a man,
You're
you have
built
a-
different though.
you have a higher metric of performance as a man. Especially nowadays with social media, women have access to a lot more variety of men than they normally would have. Before it was you had access to the men that were in proximity, but now
I need to look at really though. Like
Doesn't matter. There's no competition. If you have competition, you're fucking up. Compete with your own self. You know what I mean, compete with yourself. That's
no,
it.
I mean, I wish it was that easy, but it's just not.
It is that easy.
No, it's not.
Well, for me,
It's
it is.
absolutely not.
For me, it is for some reason. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're 5'11", so if you were 5'4", I guarantee you wouldn't be saying it's that easy.
Look at Muggsy Bogues. Man's dunking on motherfuckers. Like, you know.
Yeah, but he still had to be way better than somebody who was 5'11" or 6'3". If Muggsy Bogues was 6'3", he would probably be the best NBA player that ever lived. Period.
Probably.
So
But
he
he
had
wouldn't
to-
have that spirit in him though.
He had
Different.
to be exceptional. He had to be exceptional. And there are some genetic components because he wasn't just short, he was athletically built. You can see how he was built.
Yeah, you're built different. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter your fucking height. Like, no offense, like Magic
Whoa.
Treehouse, whatever. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
look-
Like, you're 6'3", but you're kind of frail and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're not built like that.
Because I haven't eaten, dude. Because I haven't eaten in 4 years. I haven't eaten very much. I've been getting by on
Doesn't matter.
very little food.
It's
So
genetics. Some
was
people don't eat.
Dude, listen, I was 100 kilos back in the day. So it's not something I'm worried about. If I wanted to get back up to 100 kilos again, all I got to do is eat protein and train.
I'm gonna send you a fucking truckload of steak and tuna.
And then we'll see how frail I fucking look, mate. But I did some training a few weeks ago. I did a bit of training, and one of the beautiful things about the human body is muscle memory. So
muscle memory. There
that's
you
why
go. Bro, you can get it back real quick. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, you're good though, bro. You're healthy, bro. At least you're not obese and fat and gonna get diabetes or some shit. You're good. Fuck. You're blessed, man.
Yeah, but I just think that especially for guys more so than women, your physical attributes really, and there's been studies just on how somebody fares as far as in the business and employment sector. Generally men that are taller have better outcomes as far as business is concerned, as far as employment is concerned. There's been studies on this. Now it could be a factor of maybe their a self-esteem issue because they were short.
That's not necessarily true though. I think it's more about confidence and looking people in the eye, firm handshake.
Well, I mean, you could feel that it's not true, but I mean,
it is to some extent.
No, there's data on it. There's data that
I do. I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah, that's true. What, you know what I mean? Because people they want to go to. It's a subconscious thing of power and authority. So if you you can strangle this motherfucker and they can't do anything about it, you can fucking put him upside down, hang him by their fucking ankles and shit. And yeah, obviously they're gonna comply a little bit more.
Well, I don't even think it's just about a fear of physical violence. I think it's just
it has a lot to do with it though.
Well, in certain settings that's irrelevant because there's just not a fear of physical violence if you're in a professional setting. I think it's
but if you have the smarts to it and the connections and somebody knows somebody, yeah, you better shut the fuck up and get in line and comply, or you're gonna see what the fuck happens to you later on, kind of thing. Yeah, you want to play that?
No, I'm thinking more along the lines of just how somebody's perceived to be capable.
Yeah, you're capable to make sure that you get dealt with.
No, not. We're not talking about violence. That's.
Oh, it's not violence. It could be but that's always in the back of people's minds. It's a conscious thing, right?
No, dude, this what this sounds like to me is projection. Cage. If this is where you're walking, this is you. Yeah. It's not everybody. This is you, mate.
Okay, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, because you feel this need to be comparing yourself physically to.
I'm not comparing myself. I'm talking in generalities. That nothing to do with me.
Yeah, but you're talking about that in every situation. It's just basically if you can fucking take the guy or not.
Oh, pretty much. Yeah, it's like the king of the fucking jungle. You know what I mean?
But especially in modern society, somebody could take you out with a simple knife. What
if you don't give a fuck then?
You say what?
What if you don't care? Go ahead and do me the favor. Take me out.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is that
person at that point.
What I'm saying is that people are not preoccupied with a fear of physical violence based on size.
Not conscious. Subconsciously, it's there though.
No, not even subconscious.
All right, so you're telling me you're gonna go up to the Hell's Angels or the mob or something and go fucking run your mouth to them?
Well, I don't go to Hell's Angels.
You're gonna go to the so you're gonna go to the Bloods or the Crips leader or the the fucking what else?
Why are you talking about situations that are never gonna be? Because he's not
I'm just saying, obviously there's some sort of fucking pecking order there.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care who you are. a
You're
night
gonna
room.
go. You're gonna go to the GD. You know, the gangster disciples that go try acting like big men. Come on now.
Okay, now well, I'm from California, right? And
All
so
right, you're gonna go to the Rolling Crips or something and try acting like that.
okay, but in California, right? In my neighborhood, the leader of the gang in my area was not a big guy at all.
It has nothing to do with his fucking stature. That's what I'm saying. The fuck?
So
Like, what are you willing to do?
It's
So-
not. It's not what is. Yeah. It's not. It's not about how tough they are. It's about how far they'll go.
Yeah, what are you willing to fucking do? You know what I mean? If you don't give a fuck, you're the most dangerous person in the goddamn
And
world.
small guys are generally more fucking dangerous than big guys because they've got more to prove.
Yeah, they got someone to prove. Exactly.
Like not only do
Shit,
smaller
Napoleon
guys
took over all that shit. He was like 5'4".
not only do smaller guys have something to prove, somebody that's smaller is generally going to be more vulnerable in the physical altercation. So they have to be able to implement
really.
more lethal means.
Yeah, exactly. Look at what was it? Goodfellas or Casino. Remember the Nicky guy, Joe Pesci? He's like, oh, you talk shit about my friend. He stabs him with a pen like 18 times in the fucking neck, and then put him in the trunk.
That I think his archetype was supposed to be classic Napoleon complex.
That's exactly what it is, right? Like that's a dangerous motherfucker because he has a lot to prove, and he does not give a fuck at that point.
But
You know what
I think in my opinion, Napoleon complex is actually more rare. Generally speaking, most guys don't resort to Napoleon complex.
Most people are just a bunch of pussies, bro. That's all it is.
Can we call it what it is now? Now I think we should rename it as the Zelensky complex.
Oh, Zelensky complex. Yeah, pretending to go to war, but not really. Okay. Fuck off.
Is Zelensky a short guy?
I don't even know.
5'7",
Oh, okay.
5'6".
All right, but
Five-
but a lot of you,
seven.
like I said, a lot of like your favorite actors and UFC fighters are all around that height. What the fuck? They're not 6'3" like you, Mister. Yeah, doesn't mean shit. They'll still stomp the fuck out of you. Doesn't matter. All I'm saying, actually, it's kind of an advantage if you look into martial arts because you have a lower center of gravity.
Well, I can't say it's always an advantage because they have weight classes. If that was the case, they wouldn't have weight classes. I think that somebody who's equally trained and somebody who's like substantially larger or even a little bit larger, like you've seen the differences, 5-10 pounds makes a significant difference in people who are both well trained. So yeah.
No, I get that. But I think it's a lot more about training. You can get like some little Asian guy in the middle of Thailand that will kick down trees with their fucking shin. They'll break your leg as soon as you hit one fucking leg kick on you.
Well, I think that has to do with the fact that because of their some of the circumstances that a lot of those guys are born into, they're more compelled to train at a higher level because this is their only out. This is the only way out. Like they got to make it work.
It's a part of their culture too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's not. They'll do it not to just. They're trying to like be like the all-star in a fucking team that's rigged. It's just part of their culture. It's not Americanized like that, or North Americanized, or Europeanized, or UKized, whatever the fuck. I mean, and these people, they just do it just because it's a tradition that's been passed down, and they're not looking to like monetize it. You know what I mean? There's be the best you can, kind of thing. I guess with our culture and that, it's always about like, oh, how do I monetize this? Be the best and go over the other guy. You know what I mean? For them, it's just tradition. Yeah.
Well, I think now because of the internet, Yeah, it's about tradition, but I think it's more than that now. I think they realize that there's a monetary gain if they make it at the highest level.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not about monetary gain, right? They're just doing it not for monetary gain, just for tradition. And that's because their grandfather, his great great grandfather, fucking dealt with it, and now they're gonna have those skills passed on, not to make monetary gain, but it's out of tradition. Yeah. That's how you get the most dangerous people. They're not even doing it for anything except to just learn, you know, and pass that on to the next generation. Yeah. Welcome back. Not everything revolves around money for all people. Over here, everyone wants to compete over a little bit of money that doesn't exist, that's going to be removed within the next 10 years. It's kind of fucking redundant and a bit retarded in my mind.
Well, I think it can be important depending on what your intentions are, because if you let's say for instance you plan on having a family at some point, you know, it's kind of important to kind of position your family now, because
But what happens later?
well, you're thinking about what happened later, because asset prices continue to rise disproportionate to income. So
No,
basically,
like look at the Great Depression. Like I'm not being a nihilist or anything, but all this accumulated wealth people think they have is going to be removed from them. It's going to be real fucking funny. You know, I'll trade you a Campbell's soup for like $1 million after. You know, for your shit. You know, at one point they were burning money. They were
well,
burning money
that's
just
what
to
I'm
have
talking
food.
about. So that's what I mean. I'm talking about hard assets, right? So not liquid
Yeah,
assets,
grab some
hard
gold.
assets.
Yeah.
No, not even just gold, like actual property.
No, but the property will be taken away. You don't own the property because you have to pay property taxes. If you don't pay the property, you technically don't own anything. It's like you're renting an apartment or like it's like under rental. Like don't pay that, and they're gonna take it away. They've taken away people's. You don't technically own it. It's all owned by the government. Why do you think if you don't pay your property taxes, then your shit gets taken away? You
Well,
don't
I
own
mean,
it.
if well, this is
You
true.
don't own fuck all. Yeah.
Well, but if you're looking at property strategically,
Yeah,
right, you
for
definitely
the
want to have.
time being now, but what happens later?
Well, you want to have property that generates revenue, not just a place to live.
For now, that does not exist. But yeah, and then it's gonna be removed. Watch, UBI is coming. It's gonna be removed. Humans are not needed pretty much anymore now, and a bunch of humans train this fucking AI bullshit. You're not gonna need people. The fuck are you useful for? You're a useless mouth breather. You're gonna eat the bugs, own nothing, and be happy.
I think that
Okay.
even if human are not necessarily needed for labor as extensively as they are, a world without people is not desirable even to the wealthy elites.
Well, yeah, like you need useful idiots for the time being.
Well, I mean, just human interaction is important,
To
right?
who? They're not fucking human. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Yes, I think that they're always
Not
human.
everybody thinks like us, right? I can see what you're saying, of course, right? We need all that, but apparently they don't.
Well, I mean, if you look at wealthy elites and some of the scandals associated with them, it's because of they've found it desirable to exploit humans, other people. So
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
for now until they get thrown out like the fucking trash they are. Like even look at last time I was on here, I know I got a phone call, I never showed up again, 007. But yeah, look at like all the bunkers in Switzerland and all across the world. There's a reason why all these people are having a bunker. You know what I mean? It's going to happen within the next like, probably less than a decade, you know, like 2020, 2030, 2033, around then, it's over. Humans are done. And that's being fucking liberal and generous with it. Liberal, I'm not talking about by liberal I mean like, you know, it's being generous with it, you know, like you're not gonna be conservative. You're giving like a little extra in there and giving it more time. I'm not talking about politics and shit. Yeah. Like only there's no need for people anymore. What the fuck? Even now, and you know how this stuff advances like to the point where what's the term for it? I'm losing it. It's the fuck is the term? Now it's bothering me. But pretty much what the term means is that it advances so quickly that it like goes in to itself and continues over and over again. So there's a term for it. Now it's pissing me off. I'm gonna find it.
I'm guessing. Are you referring to like AI?
No, it's how technology moves, right? Like how you start from a computer that's like a room into like a little thing that fits into your pocket. Then it keeps going like, fuck, what's the term? I don't know why. I can't think of it. I'll find the term.
Well, I mean, there's certain constraints as far as technology, but essentially energy. There's energy constraints.
Yeah, and then you get into the Dyson spheres and all that. Different. But, hold on.
Yeah, but even that's
It's exponential growth.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I didn't even have to search it up. It came back to my mind. Sometimes I lose it. But yeah, it grows exponentially. So as soon as you put an input in, it just grows like faster and faster and faster to the point where you can't control it. And yeah, so what's happening. So you look year by year by year. For example, go buy a laptop right now today. Buy a brand new laptop. Give it a few months, and you're gonna get there's gonna be a new one now with like a bunch of different. But at the same time, that's what's given to the consumer, right? They're not gonna give the consumer the real deal. They're gonna slowly, release it with planned obsolescence. You know what planned obsolescence is?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Because they want to be able to extract the R&D costs and get a return on their investment before they bring out the next iteration of the model.
and then they're gonna make it to break. It's not made to last. It's made to break on purpose through like a certain half-life of a certain time.
Well, they don't even have to make it to break anymore. All they have to do is just because of the natural.
Just give you a new one, right? We'll add a new camera to it.
Yeah, or we'll just rotate the camera position and it makes it look different.
Yeah, there you go. But what they really have, like, you don't release it all at once to the public, right? You just change it a little bit, make them pay for it. Because I want the newest, best thing. I'm retarded.
Yeah. Yeah, I still
at this point, we have enough. It's more than enough that what everybody needs to grow as a human species. But that's not the plan. The plan is to get rid of most of the human species, which is happening. I'm not being nihilistic. I'm just being like a realistic. It's what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be fucking funny. Like, we can't even go to war anymore. Now you're gonna get blown up by random drone people in a fucking building, being like on pills. Like, oh, just do that.
Yeah, then it's gonna
hit the button.
It's gonna eventually get to the point of unmanned computer-controlled drones where won't even be a human on the other end of it.
The AI does it. Just identifies. It has no feeling. Doesn't give a fuck. It's like the ultimate psychopath. It has no empathy. You're a target, you get dealt with. Some people are like that, even human beings, but now you have the capability and kamikaze the fuck out of you is over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it went from swords to guns to fucking drones that'll just blow your ass up without any feeling about it. Can we get back to the swords? Can we have a duel with a sword? Or like, can we take like 10 paces each way and shoot each other with a fucking revolver? One's better.
But even then, it doesn't address the root cause when we look at what is propagating the conflicts amongst individuals. And a lot of times it's over nonsense. Like, it's
Yeah,
really
over what? What the fuck? Shouldn't we be unifying and dealing with something properly? Like, what the fuck is going on?
well,
That's
it's just
not.
there's generally a disputed resource that's of limited quantity for whatever reason, whether it be artificial or
That's an artificial lack, right? You know, most of the food they throw in the fucking dumpster and shit, and they make it illegal for anybody to go grab that.
or they burn it on site at the farm. Like there
It's
is
simple.
a
It's simple economics, right? It's like supply and demand. You know what I mean? So you got to make a force scarcity in order
yeah.
to, like, for example, of gold, for example, or diamonds. You could literally pave every road with gold and diamonds. But guess what? It has zero value. No one would care about it. But
Mm-hmm.
now, but now you have to like pretend, hoard it all, make it very difficult to get, and then all of a sudden it has a value. Just like food. You know what I mean? Most of the food in the grocery stores, like 80% of the food in the grocery stores goes directly to the fucking trash. And
Yep.
there's people hungry on the road when they're just throwing it away. That if you just gave it away to people, then it has no value.
Or if they just sold it at a reasonable price at the onset, then there wouldn't be a whole lot of food that's getting old on the shelves. You know, that's like I go to the grocery store, you see so much stuff on clearance because it's just been languished on the
Yeah,
shelves.
you got 30% off. It'll expire tomorrow. It's like going fucking brown, like miscolored and all that.
And that's
Yeah,
because it was overpriced to begin with.
yeah, exactly. No one wants the shit, and then they throw it away because they can't even afford it. That's the whole fucking point. They want people in a never-ending treadmill, right? We'll dangle a carrot in front of you. You run, try to grab the carrot. You can't grab the carrot. You're on a treadmill. You're going nowhere. And if you get it, you know, guess what? Get back on the fucking treadmill. It's retarded. It's economics. Is a little fucking. It's pretty much like a master manipulator's fucking wet dream. It's fucking unbelievable. Only a few benefit for it, and I guess they'll shut the fuck up as long as they're, it's going good for them. As soon as they're used up and thrown in the trash, then they're gonna be talking about it. Like, oh, how dare them? Fuck off in the first place. That's why you should be self-sustainable. You know what I mean? You should go anywhere in the world, get thrown with nothing, not even clothes on your back, and you should be able to make something. Then you're fine, but it's not for everybody. That's why most people opt to going along with the fucking program. Get to the program or get removed.
Well, I mean, like, say for instance, if you were to go somewhere, like, let's say you were to go to Libya, right? Just get thrown in Libya. You don't speak the language. You're obviously
I guarantee I'd adapt this shit.
Huh?
I'd adapt to it.
But I mean, if you got thrown out there with absolutely nothing and no way to communicate,
I'd adapt to it. I learn the language and I adapt.
How long would it take you to learn the language? You might starve before that happens.
Well, I can use, like, I have another language that is useful, so I could teach my language while they teach me theirs, and we can build from there. There's one asset that's there, right? I could speak English, I could speak French or Spanish a little bit, so I could use that resource, and like, I'll teach you, you teach me, and we can both learn together.
Well, if you speak French, that's different. For me, I don't speak any French. All I know is parlez-vous français. Oui, monsieur. That's all I know.
Je m'appelle Cage. Comment ça va? Ça va bien, merci beaucoup. Just basic shit like that. You know what I mean? Get around. It's not that difficult to learn. We're forced to learn it over here. I never went on my way to learn. I know in America the second language is Spanish, right? So como
Well,
está?
we're not forced to learn Spanish at all. Like you have optional, you can take some Spanish classes if you want to.
Yeah, over here you're forced to learn it up to like a few years.
Yeah, so a lot of Americans barely speak English.
So I mean, so either way, I'm fluent in English properly. Yeah, I should understand the language. So that's a great asset you can have. So if I got thrown in Libya, I could possibly teach English classes and learn whatever language there's dialect they're speaking over there, depending on where I'm at over there. So there's no
Now, bro, Joe Cafe said hand to mouth is universal for hungry. But if you got dropped off in Niger and everybody's hungry, put your hand to your mouth. That's not gonna move anybody out there because they're like, well, wait a minute, I'm hungry too. So
we're all hungry.
there's all if you're in a place where everybody's hungry, man, it's like, man, you in trouble.
So what are assets I have? Like I'm really good at growing certain things. Oh, I got rat blood and just in the background on my end. Fuck, I gotta leave. Sorry, rat blood and asses, if you're hearing me. I'll let you two talk for a minute.
Who is you said rat blood? Who is that?
I got Axis and Jess in the background.
I can't
Yeah,
see.
I'm on my thing, but I haven't been letting people know where I'm at. But it's a private thing, so there's only certain people that can hear.
Oh, you're talking about in the private chat.
Yeah, yeah. I do like a non-live private chat thing.
Mm.
If you want to join, you can join. I don't know.
I think I don't know if 007 had internet issues or power issues again. Last time we chatted, his power had went out for a little while, and he got booted off the
I'm
stream.
not sure what's going on with him. Them two could talk for a minute. Good. Hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry for you two. If I don't know how long they've been waiting in the back there.
I don't know how. Are you able to bring them up? I can't bring them up.
I can't on my end. No, they're on my own thing.
Oh,
Like I do like a non-live live. It's not even live, right? Kind of thing. I don't know. It's kind of complicated. And I'll drop the link, man. You're welcome to join. I'll drop the. I'm not trying to defer from Mr. 007. Everybody donate to 007. He's a great guy. If you can.
yeah. If you look at the description of the video, he has a link to his PayPal in there. You can send him a little something.
I have, and he's a good person, and he deserves it. So.
Well, I'm about to hop off because I got to get some rest. I haven't been to sleep. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning here.
Yeah, if you want, join on my ends. You have it's a bit different. I'll put it in the private quick. Give me a minute.
Yeah. What is it? Discord?
No. It's a StreamYard link, but when you get over there, I'll show you the channel. So I do this thing where it's like I put like owls up in that, but you hit the link and it's not live on YouTube. It's like a backstage.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get it now. You could do that with Discord too. You got Discord?
Yeah, I use this sometimes, and not really, just to like share. I don't know, some certain people. But here, hold on. I'll put it in the private feed if you like to join. It's a bit different over here on this end. Yeah.
Something's wrong with my StreamYards. It's not. I can't even
No,
access
you're
any.
good. You're good. I haven't even put the link yet. I'm about to put it right now.
No, I'm saying I can't even access it. Oh, there it goes. I don't know what happened. It just showed up all of a sudden. Okay.
Yeah, I just put it right now. When and then here's like the link to the actual thing, which is not really live. But yeah, bro, you seem like an intelligent guy. If you want to have a good conversation, we do these things that are not live. Like there's no one asking for money, nothing. Just good conversation, knowledge. But yeah, I'm gonna go over there because I had a couple of people in the background waiting. I never realized. I'm probably interrupting them. So there you got it. And yeah,
All right.
007, much love, brother. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where you went. We got the Phoenix going. Welcome back. Yeah. There you go, Ben.
I appreciate it. I'll hit you. I'll hit you up later, probably when I wake up.
All right, man. Salute. We do these out, certain times, and you're good.
All right.
Yeah, 007. I don't know. I don't want to just leave you here, man. Keep it on. Sure is getting his thing is done. Welcome back. Everybody take care.